We're here talking about EarthNight, which is a fantastic Back of the Dragon endless runner. What can you tell me about it?
It's not endless.
Endless.
Endless. EarthNight, name of the game, is also the name of the end of the game. The final world is where you want to be. You want to get down to the planet, slay the final EarthNight dragon, save the world.
The game has a very unique art style. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Totally. So Paul Davey, his internet tag is Mattahan, Mattahan. You can check him out on our website. He is this unbelievably talented Jamaican-born painter. He did a bunch of canvas paintings, but also like paints in Photoshop, and you can check out his paintings on the internet. They are unbelievable. Yeah. And we started working together just because I loved his art, working on a few apps, and then we decided we would try to bring his art to life, to motion, with the goal of making, a work of art that every time you looked at the screen, it looked like a beautiful painting. Every single thing in the game, every frame of every character, every texture is painted by him. He's been painting for over 6 years now. He had never done animation before, and so we got this guy, Zach Cohen, actually the guy standing right there. Paul will sketch frames of what something will look like, and then we'll test it out. Zach will then do black and white frames, and Paul will then ink every single frame. Sydney, the star of the game, our child, female black protagonist, was the first thing he's ever animated. He painted her frame by frame. She's inspired by his little sister, and she's actually wearing the classic Jamaican schoolgirl outfit.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And we're just super proud about that. Representation matters, and I love that, I'm not some corporate suit who's going to stop him from expressing himself in his art. And as we've gone further down the road and gotten closer to release and kind of gotten some buzz, it's really meant a lot to a lot of people. And
well, you can tell me about the story and the world that exists here. You said a post-apocalyptic space dragon thing.
Yeah, I got you. Dragons have taken over the Earth, and the final remaining humans have fled to space as refugees. And one day our heroes, Stanley and Sydney, decide they've had enough. They're going to skydive down to the planet and take out as many dragons as they can along the way. There is lots of fun lore bits along the way, but to unlock kind of the more interesting parts of the story, you have to beat the game and then beat it in different ways.
And another thing that you told me that was very interesting was the syncing of the game with real life events like the phase of the moon and stuff like that.
I'd say the only part of the game that's synced with real life events is the moon, although there's also the scrap stock market. Yeah. But yes, the moon in EarthNight reflects the same as the moon in the sky in real life. I found out that the moon phase, just in doing research to handle this and handle it programmatically, the moon phase for the entire world is the same, no matter where you are. But if you're on the southern hemisphere, it's flipped horizontally. We handled that, so if you look up into the sky and hold your Nintendo Switch or play your game, it'll be the same. And it does affect the game. When the full moon is out, there are some secrets to discover in EarthNight that are only there. There's also in the post-apocalyptic dragon future where humans are in space as refugees, the de facto currency is water. Because everyone needs water, obviously, and all the ships have water tanks, including yours, which you can upgrade. And you're constantly collecting scraps and junk on Dragon's Back. There's over 150 different ones to collect, and they all have a price that changes every day depending on supply and demand, but that is also universally synced around the world. So if you're playing on a Thursday in April and somebody in Japan is too, all the prices will be same. So there's no daily runs per se, but that run on that day will always be a little bit unique.
That's wild. You're working on it now still, polishing it up. Yeah. Is there a release date that you're aiming for?
We are currently working on the final world, and we still have some bugs and some things here and there, some final effects and polish to do, but we are getting there. We've been working on it for about 6 years now. It was mostly part-time in the beginning. This past year has been the first time we've all been full-time. But we are gunning as hard as we can to go gold by the end of the year, early next year, and be out on PlayStation 4 and PC in January, February of next year, and other consoles to be announced soon.
Awesome. And if people want more information about the game, where can they go?
They can go to cleaversoft.com. They can follow us on Instagram, Cleaversoft, Facebook, Cleaversoft. The game's called EarthNight. If you Google it, you'll get there. It's night and day, one word. What else? I really like to talk about the procedural nature of it. Uses what we call hand-designed procedural generation. So everything is laid out by me, and there's some procedural elements, but if a platform is there or a trail of balloons, it wasn't just put there by a computer. I laid it out, and it's there for a reason to lead you up to something. But I make a whole bunch of variations of each piece. So the final game has about 18 quadrillion seeds. I always like to say your path to EarthNight will always be difficult, always be different, and riddled with danger.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to the game. It's so fun to play. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's going to be amazing. I can tell already.
Serious labor of love.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.